Okay, with shoulders, so remembering to take into account when especially you do your chest, your shoulders, your back, is that they all do come into effect for supporting one another, depending on how much weight you use and how you're doing the movement. So if you're doing a shoulder raise, you know, if you lift and lift up, you're going to use your trap a lot. So if you depress the shoulder and lift out and up, not just straight up, more out and up, you can literally just use more this guy. And this guy hardly even gets hard if I put my finger there. But if I start to go like this, yeah, fall on. So little ways just to tweak. So when you're in the gym, just look at what the shoulder can literally do. So the shoulder can go quite forward and neutral and back, you know, and then you can move it all like this. And then you can have it forward and move like that. And when you do exercises, don't worry about the weight, just feel and squeeze through the movement rather than trying to use too many muscle groups to pull or push through the movement. Like I said, essentially you can split the body forwards and backwards and in different segments to take out other body parts. So when you do chest as well, you can grab the bar and go down slow and push in the whole time. And that works everything on the inside. And even on the way up you could do that too. So that actually decreases the tendons and ligaments strain on them basically, and is really good for beneficial reasons for the joints. Yeah, so get creative with that. Even do so back on the shoulders. So don't go above here. You can feel it clicking or do funny things, and it's not natural for the shoulder to go too far up. In the press, yeah, it's fine because the way it angles and rotates, we won't go into all that, but yeah, it's a lot more safer. But as a raise, yeah, the shoulder is really only designed to really go here. I can go further, but there's no need. So lock your abs down, go light, and either front or side, and really feel the burn. And don't worry about swinging. Lock the abs down, keep them locked down the whole time, and just up. And remember, hands turned in, shoulder turned in if you want to get the middle more, straight for the front. A lot of people seem to have hammer grip style and do front. I'm not a huge fan of that. I find it puts too much strain deeper down into where your scapula goes with your traps. I find there's too much strain pulling almost up and in on an angle. This way I find is a little bit more secure with the shoulder. I won't go into too much of it, but I think for safer reasons, yeah, more straight and definitely out to the side too. And the same again, so with shoulders I would do things like, if you're doing 3 days in a row, raises, that's fine because it takes away, you're not doing any press work, so you're not wearing out your joints, any shoulder joint, you're not wearing out bicep and tricep. And as well, when people do the pressing motion, there's actually a lot of stress that comes down into the brachii and the brachioradialis. So give it a little bit of a rest. So do shoulders out there, and do lighter. Seriously, don't do heavy, do lighter. Instead of having the thumb underneath, you've got to look what happens when you take out certain fingers, literally when you're holding or doing something. So if your finger's under, you've got to use all these muscles underneath to squeeze. When you squeeze, it goes into your joint as well and you have to squeeze harder. So I believe that's one way to get tennis elbow a little bit quicker from my experience as well. So thumb on top, or use like a strap and wrap it around the dumbbell. Because just go light. And remember, essentially all you're trying to do is just lift it. Not use the forearm to lift, but if you think shoulder, this is what a lot of people don't, they just worry about lifting it up. Think with the shoulder and lift with the shoulder. So you notice a massive difference. You've got to apply that mind-muscle connection more. So with the shoulder raise, do things like so internally rotate the shoulder. Cable is an extremely great way. So instead of being here and going up like this, that's easy. Down and out again, and use something to support yourself. Dumbbell. For frequency, I did tonight, like for example, last night was cables, tonight was dumbbells, and I took my thumb out of the equation, sitting on the ball, so that way no swinging, no bouncing. That way if you know you're on the ball and you're starting to bounce or swing or something, well, you know you're cheating, so you put the ball there to restrict yourself to try to go, well, I can bounce, but what's the point? So just go lighter. Rep range 8 to 12, 40 second rest, 30 second rest, somewhere like that, 50, so 50, 40, 30. And I just did about 10 sets. So, no, sorry, 12 sets. And that was that. So I'll do shoulders again tomorrow night, depending on how I feel. I'll probably do cables, I'd say, to be more safer, and I might do just single arm at a time just to really feel what I'm doing. Yeah, or I might even strap something to the dumbbell and do it that way, so that way I'm not even using my forearm. All the tension goes straight up through my arm without there being force here, and we'll travel up here and hit that a lot better. So that's just another way. Yeah, okay, cool. Oh, Ellen, something else I was going to say. I'll say the next one.